JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Hi guys. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and to share the news with someone today. Now on to the news.
Look at Shirley. Shirley. Things. Nobody that kill. Who? Let me see your hand, one.
Oh God, oh God.
Come on, man.
Come closer to me. Come Come closer to yourself.
Come we talk to you, man. We can't talk about this, man.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
Eh?
Come on. Chef, I mean, you don't pop on the chain. I mean, they don't watch my man. I'm going down.
You see all of that, man?
She be coming there with spoon. I lick me, I tell her, I said, stop. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
Come on.
Jamaica called out in Corruption Perception Index report. Transparency International has called out Jamaica in its latest Corruption Perception Index CPI report. In its 2023 report, which was released today, it declared that collusion among the powerful, as well as the overwhelming dominance of the executive of the legislature, has weakened Parliament's oversight capacities, creating conditions ripe for abuse and corruption. Further, Transparency International says the executive's failure to close gaps in the governance framework weakens the pursuit of corruption cases involving organized crime and fosters impunity of high-level corrupt elites. Jamaica has a score of 44 on the CPI, with a ranking of 69 out of 180 countries. Jamaica's score is assessed in a context where 0 is considered highly corrupt and 100 is very clean. St. Elizabeth businessman found with $2.8 million concealed in truck. A St. Elizabeth-based businessman is under investigation for alleged breaches of the Proceeds of Crime Act after millions of dollars was found concealed in a truck he owns. It's reported that on Friday, members of the Area 3 Narcotics Division conducted a raid at the home of the businessman in Warminster, St. Elizabeth. A white Toyota motor truck owned by him was seized at the premises. A preliminary search of the premises and the truck revealed nothing illegal. The truck was however seized and taken to a police station pending a systematic search. Members of the Caribbean Search Center on Monday conducted a detailed search of the vehicle, during which a total of $2.8 million was found under the driver's seat in a concealed compartment. The cash was seized under the Proceeds of Crime Act. Robbery suspects held with fake gun. 2 men who reportedly attempted to rob another man on Mullines Road in Kingston on Monday are now in police custody after reportedly being found with a fake gun. According to reports from the Halfway Tree Police, the robbery suspects attempted to rob a man along the roadway, but the victim managed to escape. The matter was reported to the police, who subsequently went in pursuit of men matching the suspect's description. The men were later apprehended in the vicinity of the Spanish Town bus stop, where they were searched and an imitation gun found. They were taken into custody pending further investigations. American dentist fined after stripping at Sangster Airport. An American tourist has been fined after causing significant disruption and disorder at the Sangster International Airport as she prepared to leave the country on Tuesday, January 23. The woman, who is said to be a dentist, was taken to the Conway Regional Hospital after she shut her clothes on fallback as police officers and airport employees tried to subdue her. The dentist, who was represented by Attorney at Law Mark Williams, appeared in the St. James Parish Court for the first time on Monday. She was dressed in a black jacket, white blouse and black pants and appeared calm. She could also be heard conversing intelligently with her attorney and a relative doing breaks in the proceedings. Her attorney asked that she not be identified by name to save the family any further embarrassment. On Monday, Williams informed the court that his client's family struggles with mental health issues. She herself has always been a high-functioning person, and one was functioned at the highest level in her profession, but it appears as if she had a psychotic episode that morning, the attorney said. He also told the court that his client is on anxiety medication. Presiding Judge Keisha Grant Price's primary concern was determining whether the accused was capable of entering a plea. She did not want to proceed if the woman had a mental illness or was not mentally competent to enter a plea. However, Williams informed the court that, according to his instructions, his client was deemed fit to plead, but no psychiatric evaluation report was on file. If she wasn't taken to the hospital for injuries or mental issues, why wasn't she taken to the lockup and dealt with in a particular way in relation to the offences that were laid before her? Why was she kept at the hospital? Judge Grant Price asked. In response, the attorney informed the court that the police officer had stated that, based on his observations, he believed the hospital was the best place to take the woman. The accused woman was subsequently given an opportunity to plead, and she pled guilty to indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. She was fined $50,000 or 20 days in jail for resisting arrest, $1,000 or 5 days in jail for indecent exposure, and $1,000 or 5 days in jail for disorderly conduct. According to the police report, on January 23 at about 11 a.m., the defendant was seen and heard behaving boisterously in the departure terminal. She also stripped naked and got into a physical confrontation with a police officer. A video that has been circulating on various social media platforms showcases the woman's behavior at the airport in a concise 3-minute clip. The footage reveals her shedding her clothes and behaving in a disruptive manner. In addition, the video depicts her engaging in a physical altercation with one of the police officers who was trying to restore order, but she was unrelenting. After several minutes of intense confrontation, the woman was eventually escorted to the Conway Regional Hospital, where she received medical attention. Legal charges were subsequently filed against her. 18-year-old charged with murder in Westmoreland. The Westmoreland police have charged an 18-year-old man with murder. He is Wade Dennis, a resident of Top Road, Little London. He has been charged for the murder of 19-year-old Enrico Chambers of Johnson Bush in Little London on January 18. Investigators say Chambers was sitting in his sister's yard when the accused and another man walked by, and an argument developed among the three men. The accused and the other man left on foot after threatening Chambers. They later returned armed with machetes. The 18-year-old accused and the other man attacked Chambers, chopping him all over his body. Chambers was assisted to hospital by residents, where he was pronounced dead. The 18-year-old was later captured by the police. The other suspect, who fled the parish, surrendered to the Halfway Tree Police in St. Andrew on Monday in the presence of his attorney. He is to be transported to Westmoreland, where he will be charged. NHD pushing for removal of secrecy clause from DEXIM settlement. The National Housing Trust, NHD, is urgently trying to get a private developer to agree to drop a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, from a settlement that blocks a public entity from commenting on a failed multi-billion-dollar contract. The NHD is a residential home builder funded by a mandatory contribution on the income of employers and workers. It reports directly to Prime Minister Andrew Holness, and the signing of an NDA resurrects his warning against their use 5 years ago. Yesterday, the NHD initiated talks with DEXIM Holdings Limited, the company that it sued in September 2022 for alleged failure to deliver 200 houses, for which it advanced $650 million. The push to get the agreement amended follows the appearance of the NHD's managing director, Martin Miller, before the cabinet yesterday. He was summoned to tell the oldest steered body how the issue unfolded. It was not a very pleasant experience for Miller, said a government source who confirmed the developments. A regular meeting of the NHD board also took place on Monday. The advance to DEXIM was under a 2-year guaranteed purchase agreement the two signed in August 2019. The deadline was extended to August 2022. In the settlement agreement dated November 29, 2023, the parties agreed to surrender the 2019 deal, meaning that the NHD would no longer buy DEXIM's houses. In return, the NHD would reclaim the $650 million that was secured by a bond with a local bank. However, what has shocked the country is the revelation that the NHD agreed to a non-disclosure clause that said the two agreed to maintain in confidence the contents, terms, conditions, and the consideration for the settlement. Each party agrees to take every reasonable precaution to prevent disclosure to third parties, and each agrees that there will be no publicity, directly or indirectly, concerning the settlement agreement, the discussions of the parties at mediation, or the matters in relation to the claim, or the GPP, which is a guaranteed purchase agreement, it continued. The parties also decide to cover their own costs and withdraw their lawsuits. The 6-page document bears signatures above the names of the NHD's managing director and the senior general manager Donald Moore, while Dexim CEO George Neal and company consultant Ronald Robinson were noted. In February 2019, Holness said he initiated a review of the use of NDA in government. I've already asked the Attorney General to review the use of confidentiality clauses in government contracts to see what rules and regulations we can put in place to ensure that these clauses are never used in any way, shape or form that could even suggest that Parliament could not get information, he said. That was in reaction to reports that state-owned oil refinery Petrojam signed an NDA covering a separation package for Yolande Ramarak, a former human resource manager who left amid a scandal. Opposition leader Mark Golding has labelled the situation a scandal, while opposition spokesman on finance Julian Robinson has called for the Integrity Commission to probe the NHD's relationship with Dexim and other private developers. The NHD had committed to buying 200 houses at $12.5 million per unit in Dexim Holdings out of the Blue development in Discovery Bay, St. Anne, under the $2.5 billion contract. Dexim, which defaulted on payments to investors in the project in 2022, disputed the NHD's allegations of contract breaches and insisted that its operations were severely impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting high cost of goods and services. JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.